Hi, welcome to Sewing with Emily today, and we'll be making, since it's close to Valentine's Day, I'm making my sewing teacher. She taught me how to sew, and I'm very thankful. So I'm going to make her a heart little pillow for Valentine's Day. So first things you gotta have is cloth, which I've already picked out a special type of cloth that we're going to use. Here it is. Yeah, that's my sewing bin, and it's messy. It's always messy. So you'll need cloth, cotton. You'll definitely need some scissors. And I'm doing it on a sewing machine. I got this for Christmas. And if not, I'll teach you how to hand sew in another video or something. So right now, if you have a sewing machine, great. If you don't, that's okay. You can just watch it. It will be fine. So I am going to cut out a heart now. And this is just like paper. How you cut out a paper heart. Just do that. Get some cloth. And you're going to start out cutting a paper heart. Okay. And there we go. We got one side of the heart. No, it's not perfect, but I'll fix that. I'm just going to use it right now to cut out another one. Because you need two sides for a pillow. I'm not going to make like half a heart pillow. I'm just going to make one whole heart. So I'm going to use this to cut out another one. So it will be even. And if not, that's okay. You can always fix it. And if you need help, you can always ask an adult. Always. Never be afraid to. And I'll give you a minute while I'm cutting this out. To get your materials or cut out what you need to. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Right now you're done with the cloth. You don't need it anymore. You can put it back wherever you need it. Always is, so it's just right in there for now. And this is Herm, my little sewing buddy. Its name, got it from obvious reasons, because it's a flip-a-zoo. It's a boy and a girl, so yeah, it's just my little sewing buddy. Now we're going to open this up. Fix any mistakes that I made. So while I'm doing this, if you made a mistake, you can go ahead and fix it, because you don't want it to be uneven or something when you start to sew. So it's a little confusing at first. But if you're new to sewing, you always need a parent in here with you. But this is my room, and I've been sewing for, 5 years, I think? And back there is Fisher. He's filming. He hasn't made a video. Oh, yeah. He has made the videos. If you haven't watched them, you should. He's reading, what are you reading, Fisher?
The Big Game.
The Big Game by
Tim Green.
Tim Green, yeah. You should really check that out. That's a good book, and he's reading it. If you have the book, you can just read along with him. And so right here's a good time to fix your mistakes. Well, it's going to be a little smaller than I wanted it to. But that's okay. And so, yeah, just okay. And then there we go. It's smaller than I wanted it to be, but it'll work. And this is my first time making a heart-shaped pillow. I made a lot of bags and I made one pillow, but it wasn't heart, so. I'm gonna just get it straightened. So one thing, a big thing with sewing is when you sew, you always put the colored side. You always put them facing each other. That's one of the biggest rules you need. So once you did that, now I'm not sure about you, but this foot pedal makes my thing go. So all I have to do is press it down and it'll go. But a big part is too, you have this over here, put it 5 inches behind you. Always make sure to put your foot down. There will be this little lever behind your sewing machine. Always make sure to put it down so it'll actually sew better. And a little far away. If you can, it's best for you to save scraps. And so it's just best for you to save the scraps. And it makes a little bit of noise, so I'm not going to be talking during this. And always make sure that part of it, you leave part of it open, just part of it, so you can stuff the cotton through and then go back and sew it. That's a major part. But what me and Miss Norma do, she's my sewing teacher. She's probably the best one since she's the only one I have. She's really nice, and my sisters, I have 3 other sisters, they're hoping to make a cooking video. Won't that be fun? They're hoping to make that, and so and yeah, so that's that. Now Miss Norma, she's a very nice lady. She always helped us. She's a Christian, and she's one of the nicest one I know. She goes to my church, and she's just, I'm very thankful for her. And yeah, so if you have somebody about that, my pen pal, also from church, her name is Miss Bethona, and she just had leg surgery, so we're hoping she's gotten better. Very glad, and she's my pen pal. So I'm making both of them something for Valentine's Day. I made her a heart out of pixels that we still have to iron. And if you don't know what pixels are, that's okay. If you do, yay. So I just made her a heart out of that. So, yeah. Time to get sewing again. So you always be careful not to put your finger right under the needle because it'll get you. And it hurts. And you always try to make sure that this part, there's a flat ledge right here on your sewing machine. That's called the foot. You always try to make sure that it's lined up with the edge of your cloth. And you just start sewing. Be very careful. And on turns, all you have to do is lift the foot up, put it down, So again, whoops. See, that time I did not put my foot down, so I'm gonna reverse it. That's strange. My needle came unthreaded. It wasn't even threaded the whole time. Silly me. Yeah, you want to always make sure that it's threaded. So to thread a sewing machine, I'm going to quickly show you. You always put the bobbin in. In mine, I'm not sure what it's called. But in mine, you have to just put it in through there. That's probably like the hardest part to get. Wrap it around here. Wasn't going to go far enough. And you take the end of the string and you just put it through there. Make sure it's still through there. And this little lever over here, it raises the needle up and down. See? Raises it up and down. So you're going to put it down as far as it can go, because it's always important that you put your thread through this hole. That's always very important. Pull it through, lift it back up. And my needle threader broke. But thankfully, this is my man Ma Jacobs. She died a long time ago. And this was hers. And her daughter was giving away a few things. So it's got a ton of sewing stuff in here. And I'm thankful that I had another needle threader. I'll show you what that looks like if I can find one. Aha. Here. This is what it looks like. And silly me, it was actually Mama Ward. No, it was Mama Jacobs that gave it to me. Well, yeah. So, and all you have to do is get it in through behind. That's very tricky. All you have to do is put it through the needle, the eye of the needle. Push it through until it makes a snap. And this is just an easier way, you don't have to. You put it through there. And you just, poof, there you go. You got your needles threaded. So you always make sure it's threaded. For some reason it came undone. Yeah, that's one thing that you always make sure. Then you have this little thing on the side of your sewing machine. Well, most sewing machines do. See the scissor? See the thing where it looks like scissors? All you have to do is pull that. There's like a little knife thing in there. No, it can't cut you, but it does cut the string. Only the string. I'm going to turn that back around. And now we're going to sew this. And I'll just punch holes through it, like I was doing. There's my foot. It's always very important. And it's always very important to always lift up the foot. Move it to the angle that you need it at. And so, because for me, and some people, it's hard to sew around curves. So it's hard. Of course, I'm only 9 years old. I'll get better. So you lift it up. Always make sure to put your foot down if you lift it up. Always make sure to do that. Don't just mess up your sewing machine or whatever you're sewing. It will mess it up. There, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to cut it. See right there, like that. Doesn't always get it. That's why you have scissors with you. And just get it up right here. I stopped right here. See, it's not finished. But I only stopped right here so you can flip it inside out and put the cotton in. That's always very important.
whatever you can't get with that, you try to get with scissors. Yeah, see? Whatever you can't get, you get it with scissors. And it doesn't matter how messy the inside is, because you always have to fold it inside out. Always, that's very important. It's always very important. And you can hear my brothers over there talking. You can hear them over there. They're probably playing some little game or something. But you always have to turn it inside out and then put the cotton in. Always. See, it's not the best heart, but it's what you got. And it's good. Now, I got a big bag from cotton from my aunt. Her name is Aunt Carrie. Well, she's Carrie. We call her Aunt Carrie because she's our aunt. Yeah. So you stuff it in. Stuff it in. Make sure you get every part of it. And then once it's all filled up, see how that's a big gap. So the cotton doesn't come out. You fold the edges kind of like this. Fold them. So there's only a little hole, but you sew that up so none of the cotton comes out. You're just going to stuff it all in there. Now see, some people just like to sew it like that. Leave it. And that's okay. All you have to do is sew across it and cut off the extras. But I'm going to finish the whole part. So I'm going to just sew this up. Because I always just... It's a bit of dirt here. Make sure not to try and not get the cotton, but you want to start where you finished. There. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Got that side done. And for the other side, or you could just leave it open right here, but it's a little bit farther on this side. So you have a little hole to stuff the rest of the cotton in and then make it look like a whole heart, not just like a gap. But if you want to stop right there and just make it look like a cap, you could. But I'm making it a heart since it's Valentine's Day. Full heart. So I'm going to drop the foot right there. You always want to be very careful not to get your finger caught in there. Always. Probably need to reverse it a little. But most sewing machines, there's a reverse button. Just on most of them. Well, there should be one on all of them. And this, if you go too far, it's a seam ripper. This is a seam that you sew. That's called a seam. And ladies who sew like in professional business, they're called seamstress. A seamstress. So stop some cotton here. You're just gonna stuff it in until you can't no more. Make it really fluffy. And I would show you something that I made with Miss Norma. But I can't find it. I really can't. But that doll over there on my bed, I'll go over there. This doll right here, I made this one with Miss Norma, and this dress that she's wearing. This was an old tank top that I didn't wear. It was way too big, and I sewed on that, but she sewed that on. It won't come off, but since she's cloth, you can throw her in the wash and just wash her. If you get her dress dirty, that's always fine. Always. But it doesn't look so bad. My Riri is here. I'm not sure. You might be able to hear her, you might not. But I start them again. So now that I'm done stuffing it, I'm just gonna sew it right up. Hi, Riri.
Hey, Mama.
And that's Riri. That's Cooper over there.
I don't know Mama.
And so
I'm excited.
I'm gonna quickly finish this up. And quickly
How's it feel?
finish this
It's
up.
okay. That's from having that cast on there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all having a good day? I'm glad.
Now it's gonna be on restricted modes. And Cooper just said it's gonna be, if you have a restricted mode on, you can't watch this video because he has no shirt on. And so that's like most of them. Most of our videos kids don't have shirts on. When boys are in their underwears. Came unthreaded again. That's just great. That goes right there. Yeah. So I'm doing it without the needle threader because it's so hard to get in. And the needle is just easier if you stick it through the eye of the needle. And maybe a video or two. Next video, I'll be explaining sewing. But since it's close to Valentine's Day, I really want to get this video done. So gotta resew. And if the needle's too low where you can't fit anything under it, that's okay. All you have to do is twist it. But don't be constantly twisting it back and forth, because your sewing machine will think it's actually sewing and keep going, and it'll just mess it up. I'll explain all of this in another video sometime. Yeah. is a little full. Whoa. It's only possible that I'm making this video this time of day because me and the 8 crazy kids are homeschooled. And yes, I did count myself as a crazy kid. I think I just have to take off the foot. Take off the foot. Put this in here. Put the foot on over it. There we go. Hey, that did it. And that's Drake. He's our dog. I'm not sure what he's barking at. He's crazy. And there you go. You got 1 heart. And that's Zoe over there. So, close up the gap from where we started putting our stuff in, and there you go. You got a little heart pillow.